Okay, the Bulletinman joins you. Hold on a second. Got a new broadcasting thing. We're going with the BlackBerry Torch. Picture quality isn't as good, but at least you can hear me. The Sony, I love my Sony, but the microphone's funky and it's hard to hear on the Sony. It's actually Halloween night, but I'm going to date this one 11/1/11 because we're just about a year away from election time, if we make it to election time. I don't think we're going to make it to election time, folks. What's going on in America today is this plain and simple tyranny. You may not want to see it. You may not want to realize it. It's called cognitive dissonance, when a set of beliefs is being challenged, and that's what I've been doing for 15 years, and I just figured out the term part now. But I was watching this video the other day about 911 and why people can't figure out and realize and understand that 911 was an inside job when all the evidence points to that. It's because their belief system is being challenged, and they call that cognitive dissonance. Most people don't want to fear. Most people don't want to realize and see what's going on. They just want to go about their daily lives, even as the slices of pie keep getting thinner and thinner. Folks, let me tell you, we're in trouble here in America, and apathy isn't going to cut it. I got back this afternoon. I had to go over in Illinois and help out a friend from church over there, a 95-year-old lady. We asked you to pray for Mary. But Mary had a little money she had to secure, and we went over there to secure her money for her. She had grandchildren who were addicted to painkillers, who were stealing from her. And her daughter lays in the hospital this evening. Her name is Darlene. I asked you to pray for Darlene. Darlene lays in the hospital this evening with a heart problem, and she's been diagnosed with cancer. Mary's 95, Darlene's 61. And cancer is epidemic. It's plaguing everybody, and there's a reason for that. Because the food that we're eating, the water that we're drinking, the air that we're breathing is toxic. You have to understand, folks, our government is not our friend. And as soon as you get past that fact, that the government that we have today, which rules and governs by our consent, and how they get that consent is so-called elections, but I beg to argue that there hasn't been a fair election in America in a long, long time. There again, something you don't want to believe, but all the evidence points to that. How can 80% of the people get voted back into Congress after they bailed out the banks to the tune of trillions of dollars in 2008? That happened in October of 2008, and the elections are a month later, and 80% of those people who were running got reelected. There's no way in the world. When I ran for sheriff 12 years ago down in St. Francis County, I had 4,800 votes in the primary. In the general election, I only gained 35 votes. I ended up with 4,835 votes. While my opponent, Mr. Bullock, again, God bless Dan, I love him. After 12 years, I have no animosity toward the man. I have no ill will towards those people in St. Francis County. I pray for them. I really do. But after the election, Dan in the election only had 4,100 votes in his own primary. He had an opponent run against him, one of his deputies, Jim Powell, ran against Dan. And then come the general election, his 4,100 votes goes to 13,455. When I am preaching, it's the lawyers. Welcome to the war. It's an inside job. Get out the vote. These are the papers I did back in 2000 when we were running for sheriff down there. And we got them into the hands of every registered voter throughout the county. We had the old Christmas and lights there, had a mile of frontage along Highway 67. 35,000 people they drove by there. Everybody who lived in St. Francis County basically drove by. They saw my signs. I had other signs throughout the county, bumper stickers made up, and they stole that election. There's no doubt in my mind that they just simply flipped the vote totals. And if you don't think that stuff happens, go back to the year 2000 when they installed George Bush as the president. Al Gore won that election. And so you can't vote these people out of office. Now, we're going to try. We're going to continue to do that. Actually, the best people who've got the best idea is called the Republic of Missouri, where they want to restore actual constitutional government. What's happened in our government, our Constitution has been suspended, and it's been suspended for a long time. Basically, they contend, the Republic of Missouri contends, since the Civil War. But we haven't had legitimate constitutional government in this country in well over 100 years. I firmly believe, at least I know from 39 of 33, from March 9th of 1933, when Franklin Delano Roosevelt called in all the gold. So we've had to get up and get out, turn up the vote, turn up the people's attention, and get out the vote, and make it so overwhelming that they can't steal elections. But I love it. This is basically just a test for my new Sony camera, my new way of broadcasting to you. And we'll talk to you very soon. But you'll be seeing a lot more of the Bulletinman as we enter into campaign mode, because time is running out for us here in America. And we got to get serious about this now. I'm gonna turn this over here so I can turn this off. We'll talk to you real soon, and we love you. Remember, as always, tell a friend about the one and only Bulletinman if you would. God bless you, and God bless America.